Mike Agerbo is here once again to show us like survival stuff.
Well, you know, with all the hurricanes and bad weather we've been having lately.
I know, in New West it was brutal.
I just thought, you know, what if the power goes out and you can't recharge some of your stuff? What are you going to do? Like, you always want to have a cell phone for emergencies.
Right.
So there's a lot of little battery packs you can get for cell phones. These ones are kind of cool. They're something called myCharge. They've got a number of different models here.
Yeah.
But these are nice. You basically, you know, comes with a little cable. You can see this here. You plug it into your computer, and this will charge up the actual battery pack in here so that you have extra juice for your cell phone or your iPhone or other little small USB device. So this particular one, they've got different models. This one's got an iPod dock, as you can see.
Yeah.
But they've also got other connectors as well that'll work with Android phones or even digital cameras and stuff like that.
So that stays. Oh, it's a rechargeable.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So you can basically take that out and then.
So just bring it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's trouble and you can't use the electricity, that's what you use. You break that baby.
No, for the iPhone here, I think it'll give you like 4 hours of talk time on there.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so which is more than enough.
And how long do you think it would take to charge up if your iPhone was right at the bottom?
Usually a couple hours. So
Not
it
bad at all.
doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
Which is good. So this is something that I thought was really handy. I think it goes for about 70 bucks. It's called the SpareOne, and this is an emergency cell phone that you basically would buy and then keep for emergencies, either putting it in your glove compartment or in a drawer in the home. And what makes it good is that the battery that's included in here will actually keep this phone good for 15 years.
If you don't touch it.
If you don't touch it.
Right.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And
That
so if
thing
you do
will work for 15 years as long as you don't use it.
As long as you don't use it. But once you do and start using the battery, it'll give you 10 hours of talk time. So enough time for you to hit 911
and get the help you need.
My house is flooding.
You also said it's good you can put your SIM card in there if your own phone.
Exactly. So if your phone dies, you can actually take the SIM card out of your phone, and this is like an unlocked phone you can stick in and basically make calls.
That's not a satellite phone. That's just regular.
Just a regular cell phone here. You know, it hasn't got any bells and whistles. You can see the screen. There is no screen.
Yeah, there's no screen.
You can see the battery inside there.
Interestingly enough, during Superstorm Sandy, a lot of cell phones didn't work.
Well, that was one of the services
in the New York and New Jersey area.
Yeah, to go and recharge them. Very cool. Okay, we all want to know what this is.
This is crazy. I couldn't believe that this was actually something that would work, but it does.
Did you chop this wood yourself, and did you use a tiny little axe?
I use a micro axe, yes.
Yes, excellent.
But basically this works on wood chips, as you can see inside here. And this is like a camping stove. So you can basically light the wood chips on fire.
So you literally put the wood chips in there.
Yeah. So
and you light it.
Grab the pot.
With a lighter.
Yeah.
And then
so you stick that on.
If you're wondering, it's a Jamie Oliver Tefal pot.
But any pot will do.
Yes.
You can stick it on here. You can basically cook up your food.
Yeah.
But as you're cooking your food, let's just take that off for a second and turn this around. It's got like a little generator in the back. It starts heating this thing up, which then activates the fan, which then fuels the fire even more, sending back the power into this unit, and it turns it into electricity. So as you're cooking your mac and cheese,
you're powering your phone.
You can basically power your phone. I mean, like, is that
mac and cheese, the food of survivalists anywhere?
Exactly.
Or squirrel. I mean, if you caught a squirrel and you want to.
How do you initially start the fire?
With a match.
With a match.
So you just drop a match in and hope this stuff lights? Should you put some paper in it and stuff?
I would imagine.
Okay.
So.
I'm just going to make sure. So does it come with the wood, or did you just?
I think you have to.
Wood not included.
You have to get your own wood.
Like, I think you can. Okay.
But it's cool, right?
Show it to the home audience. There you go.
It's just empty.
What is this thing?
Which thing?
That brass thing that's there, or the copper thing. It's just
that thing.
It's basically part of the power unit.
Yeah, that's
that
part
helps.
of this thing.
That thing that heats it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That then brings the heat into here. It turns that heat into electricity.
See, I think that's a great idea, but I think starting the initial fire might be a bit tricky.
Well, I mean, it usually is in general. So if you can't start a fire, obviously you're
pretty much hooped.
I wonder if you couldn't just pour some of the tiki torch liquid stuff in there.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
What could go wrong?
I see nothing wrong with that plan.
So I haven't tested it myself. One of the folks at work has. They took it camping, and they said it worked. I was worried, like, is this thing
like this?
Yeah, they had no problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Sharon, shout out to you. I was worried, like, is this thing going to catch fire or melt? But apparently not a problem.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And what did she cook for dinner? That's great.
I didn't ask.
Okay.
But
so while you're cooking your mac and cheese, you can also be talking to someone at the same time.
And recharging.
Exactly, right?
And recharging the phone.
Yeah.
So many things at once.
I know.
Wow.
There you go. How much is this? Do we know?
I think about 129 bucks.
So that's a good Christmas gift for someone who likes to go outdoors.
I would,
and if you have an electric car, plug that in.
This could plug your
8 years
electric car to
8
get
years
back
later,
on.
you'll
The money you'll save on hydro with this thing.
you'll chop down half the forest to power the
That's
electric
true. That's
car.
not nice.
Thank you, Mike Agerbo. You can watch Mike Agerbo on lots of different stations.
GetConnected, BNN.
There you
other
go,
stations.
CKNW Radio
CKNW
and
Radio.
GetConnected
Media.com.
Media.com. Thanks.